The drone lifted off the cliff, and the man expertly moved the 2 control sticks to correct for roll, pitch, yaw, and throttle. He steered it away from him, and the large UAV flew out above the ravine, the moonlit reservoir, and the massive dam. It hovered, slowly circling, a black spot against the full moon, and he kept it high enough that they would not see or hear it. It was a calm and cloudless night, a night when God seemed very much in his glorious heaven, and the man had a final moment to hesitate at the enormity of the destruction he was about to unleash, and to regret the taking of innocent lives. The profilers were wrong about that, too. He was not a sociopath. He was, in fact, highly empathic, and killing brought him no joy. Nor did he have any illusion that the people whose lives he was about to end held any responsibility for the dam's existence or purpose. Most of them hadn't been alive in 1970 when it was built, and it was just their bad luck to be around the night it was destroyed. He understood that the dam employees had most likely just taken the job for a steady paycheck. When he was fresh out of Yale and knocking around, he had taken several similar jobs. But there was no way to do what needed to be done without loss of life. The man lowered his head and prayed. "God forgive me," he whispered, and then his fingers moved on the right control stick, sending the drone into a steep, expertly controlled dive. He felt the stab of excitement that always came with the knowledge that it was really going to happen, coupled with the guilty pride of seeing his creation finally fly at its peak speed of 60 miles per hour. Every kilogram of weight made flight more difficult and curtailed speed, so it had taken years for him to learn to build something with such a heavy payload that could fly this fast. The jeep was halfway across the parapet when it stopped moving. Had the driver heard something? It was unlikely, and it was also too late, unless he was a sharpshooter with the presence of mind to bolt out and squeeze off a shot in 2 seconds. More likely the sentry had paused midway across to have a smoke and admire the same moonlit vista that the man was watching. Framed by the ravine, against the hulking dark monolith of the vast concrete wall, a stream of silvery water burst from one spillgate and cascaded 400 feet to the gleaming reservoir below. But nothing happened. Time stood still, and the man felt sure that something must have gone wrong. If the explosive device didn't detonate, they would find the drone and the bomb intact. Despite all his care, they would have a great deal to work from. He panicked and thought of Sharon, Kim, and Gus, and how their lives would be upended if he were caught. The kindest thing he could do for them would be to spare them the nightmare of a trial, so he carried a suicide pill with him wherever he went. He saw the explosion before he heard it. A sheet of fire cloaked the downstream face of the dam from toe to crest. A concussive burst, a wave of violent sound, throbbed through the ravine. But the dam did not immediately crumble, nor did the man expect it to. The attack on the World Trade Center demonstrated with terrifying clarity that it was not necessary for a blast to instantly demolish its target. It need only do sufficient structural damage for weight, pressure, and gravity to finish the destruction. The man was using the same concept here. The blast had only to undermine the structural integrity of the arched dam at a crucial spot. Thousands of tons of Snake River water would soon do the rest. For several tantalizingly slow seconds, everything seemed as it was before. The cloak of fire folded back up into itself. The concussive blast reverberated to silence. Then the first tiny spigots seeped through cracks, as if a dozen new spill gates had simultaneously been opened above the reservoir. The man did not wait for the river to punch through. He took no pleasure in destruction and death, even though he had planned this for months. He could already see lights going on and hear sirens. Choppers would be on site in less than 20 minutes. He gathered his things into his backpack, checked carefully to make sure he hadn't left even a single wire behind, climbed onto his motorcycle, and sped away into the night toward his van and the long road that would take him home to the people he loved.